In my last video, I spoke about what is time to hire and I referenced a little bit what is time to fill. In talent acquisition and recruitment, one of the most important metrics to keep in mind is time to fill. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the basics of what you need to know about it. You will find out what is time to fill, how can you calculate it, how can you improve it, and what can you do with that information once you have it. Time to fill refers to a time period that it takes an organization to close the position since the moment it was approved or posted. This varies from organization to organization and it depends on how each defines their time to fill. We as talent acquisition specialists can use this information to see how efficient we are, but it should be carefully balanced with costs and quality hiring measurements. As an example, let's say you have a position that has been approved or opened on May 10th and you have a job offer signed on May 28th. That's a time to fill of 18 days. Average time to fill globally across industries that I can find online is 42 workdays. Keep in mind that this is an average and not a standard. I, for example, had a position where time to fill was around 10 months, but time to hire was only 25 days. It depends on the position, the industry, the market, the location, interview process, and many other factors. Time to fill can help you understand what difficulties you might have in your recruitment process and talent acquisition strategy. We can take that information and break it down to see what needs to be fixed. Let's say that you figured out that it takes you too long to get the feedback from the interview team, or that there's a huge gap between the first interview step and the second interview step. You can use this information and find a solution that's going to prevent it from happening again in the future. How do we calculate time to fill? As I mentioned at the beginning, this is very easy to do. You take the date when the position was approved and the date when the job offer was accepted, calculate the amount of calendar days in between, and voila, you have your time to fill. Now, if you want to calculate the average time to fill for the whole year, the easiest way you can do is to take all your time to fill data, put it in a spreadsheet, and just click average. If you have an applicant tracking system already, you will have some version of this report already in the system. Now let's talk about how can we reduce time to fill. There's a few things we can do, and as I said before, you can look at your interview process and figure out where the bottleneck is happening. Once you find the pain point, you can work with the team to find the best solution to fix it. On the other hand, if the bottleneck is a very small or niche market you're working on, that might be something that you don't have control over. If you are presenting the numbers to leadership on why time to fill is so high and you know that it's because of a niche market, make sure that you mention that information to everybody involved. Another thing that I did is build a candidate database and convert it into high quality talent pipeline. Meaning you have the candidates who are qualified and you don't need to spend that much time on advertising or sourcing. The last thing, and this is usually always the last on my list, is to involve a recruitment agency. They already have a huge database and they can bring you candidates within a matter of days and sometimes even hours. These are the basics that you need to know about time to fill and how to use it. We discussed what is time to fill, how to calculate it, and how to use that information, and how to make improvements based on the information that you got. Hopefully you learned something new. If you did, like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what is the average time to fill in your industry and what is your personal record. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.